Hello everyone, this is MrSecurity and welcome back to the breakdown. Starting off with Storm as the last man standing of his team. The enemy seems eager to kill this guy, which left the B site and the core unattended. This will turn out to be a big regret for the enemy team, which obviously shows why they only won a single round until this time.
The bomb has been planted.
This Valkyrie could have killed her protagonist, however she's holding a sniper which is not good for this range, so she decided to keep her distance. One common mistake that most players commit is that they're still holding out the knife despite knowing that the enemy is near. Now kids, don't knife out carelessly if you don't want to end like this elixir.
3 kills remaining.
Okay, I'm not sure what happened, but it must be a visual bug. Storm knew that Thunder and Blast is within the site, so he quickly popped off his homing grenades to exactly know their location and distort their vision.
Kill.
Okay, I'm not sure what Thunder is doing, but I think that's a mistake. Sadly for these amateurs, our guy here is a legend. Coming up on our next clip is a wild player that goes by the name Grizzly. Unfortunately for that blink, she ran out of ammo at the really bad timing. I was amazed by this missile because it's really on the spot.
Double kill. Triple kill. Star core deployed.
Blast quickly noticed the dramatic fall of their ally Elixir, who was trying to plant the bomb. By that information and this minimap's unique position, he was able to predict the other enemy's location. Oh, and if you have missed it, this is what I mean by dramatic fall of Elixir.
Deployed. Quadra
That triple shot is so on point. I bet this guy is also a point guard in basketball team.
kill.
Grizzly is clanless, so y'all should recruit him. The third entry came from another clanless Blast player that goes by the name Odysseus24. After waiting for at least 3 to 4 seconds, he braved the area to surprise the enemies from the back. One quick lesson that we can learn from these two is to always check your corners, most especially when you're both already looking at the same direction. Odysseus wasted no second and quickly pulled up his Mega Shark rocket. Now that's what you get for not looking at your back. It's a 3v3 situation and all the enemies are gathered in a single site, which means the battle is going to be a standoff as the enemy team try to plant and defend the bomb. Now let's see how will Odysseus breach their defense and win the game.
Triple kill. Star core deployed.
I'm actually wondering what this Valkyrie is thinking, because this shield here is quite questionable when they are trying to get in the site. Another lesson that I can share to you is if you have already planted the bomb, just hold your position. No need to reveal yourself too much because you will most likely die.
Quadra kill.
Now that's what I'm talking about. Good game, well played. Now that pentakill is well deserved for what I can call the leap of faith. Once again, this guy is clanless, you may want to recruit him for your team. Enough with the brawler heroes, because me, James, who is here to show us what support monster is Elixir. To tell you honestly, this is an unnecessary standoff for the enemies. The reason is very simple, there's only 2 defenders alive. The attackers could either rush Faith Arrow and Elixir, after all it's 2v4. Or the one who holds the star core could have already rotated on B site and already planted the bomb. But too bad for them, they chose the worst decision that will cost them this round.
3 kills remaining. Double kill. Triple kill. The bomb has been planted.
Really? Really, Fate Arrow? In front of my Optimum Pride? Nah, just kidding aside.
Quadra kill.
Gotta be honest with you, that's a wasted ultimate. Nevertheless, this clip still proves that teamwork alone will not win you the round. You gotta be wise in your decision making sometimes, people. Our next clip came from an Elixir user whose name surely hits the history, presenting VX Hitler. Instead of holding his angle since the core has been planted, this Thunder is either looking for some action or actually trouble. Since Thunder got what he deserved, thankfully he was able to leave a useful information to our Elixir. Kind of confused where to settle, Hitler decided to hold a risky spot. Lucky for him, all the enemies are coming from the other side of the map. As you can notice, he decided to plant the core at the centermost where the site is located. Now this explains why he can hold any angle in the site to kill the defusing enemies. That is weird and naive until you realize how big brain his play actually is. Not only his name is Hitler, but he also thinks like Hitler, I guess. GGWP. To top off our support gameplays, here comes Chezire with his sniper skills on flick.
4 kills remaining.
I hope every Elixir player heals fast like Chezire. No, I mean seriously. As you can notice, the situation is now 1v4, which means there's no room for mistake, or else it will be over for his team. Once again, another player who doesn't check his corners.
Double kill.
Since the enemy blast died around that spot, Blood Raider and possibly all of his teammates may be thinking that Elixir will go to a site from that location. I mean, we can clearly see that this Blood Raider is thinking that he's flanking Elixir. But sadly for him, Chezire is not your typical support.
Seconds left.
In this situation, real skill is the real deal, because unlike A site, B site is too narrow for sniper users.
R-core deployed.
Kung bibitaw ng mahinahon ako ba'y
Triple kill. Quadra kill.
Don't ask me, I don't know what Faith Arrow is thinking at this point.
Extra kill.
Hats off to this guy for being the real MVP. Jumping from support playoff, here comes a candidate from the Guardian role. Representing Vexorpheus clan, VX Severan on Coldcast. I really despise AFK players like this enemy Blink. Good spray control by Coldcast while that Thunder got a frostbite. One good example from this guy, always check your corners. Most especially when you don't know where the enemy is. And when there's a chance, plant the core immediately. Good job, Thunder. Upon knowing that Elixir died on that spot, Coldcast made a risky rush to set a trap and wait at the entry corner. Now let's see if the enemy knows how to check their corners. Well, I guess we have the answer from this player.
Hey.
That's a really well played game by Severin. Not only he was able to get a pentakill, but also able to save the team from this match point round.
Penta.
Our last clip was sent by another Vexorpheus member who wanted to prove his storm skills, presenting VX Viking. After getting his first kill, he rushed back to B site to back up his defending teammate. However, it's too late for him because Faith Arrow is already dead. Now this calls for a quick decision making to either wait for his teammates or take the matters by himself. He chose the second option and quickly popped off his tornado to unexpected enemies. Shinra Tensei, noobs. We can see that Elixir revived Blast. If you can remember, Storm killed Blast from the entry of their mid lane. And as you can see, the star core is here. The time is also running out, which means the enemy would need to rush from the mid or this side of the site. To mention, this Blood Raider is also doing a good job for watching the mid. Obviously, they will be coming from this side. And soldiers, if you are using Elixir as an attacker, don't throw your slowing vortex at the entry. You're blocking everyone's vision, including your teammates. Just look at this one. What is this for? It's the end of this episode, but I hope to receive more clips from you on our next breakdown, soldiers. Don't forget to subscribe on my YT channel or follow my FB page, MrSecurity, End of Duty.